Hi, my name is Nicole Fleming, and this is my testimony. You might say that I'm what people call a PK. That's basically a preacher's kid. I'm the daughter of a preacher who pastors a church in my hometown. So, like every other preacher kid, I went to church every Sunday. And we sang in the choir, and we ushered, and we went to every Christmas pageant. I was Mary, my brother was Joseph. Classic preacher kid, right? So you would think that I was good with God. You know, I went to church every Sunday like everybody expected me to. I listened to my dad's sermon. I said an amen. I clapped my hands. So you would think I was good with God, right? You would think I had the best relationship I possibly could have with God. I didn't have any relationship with God. When I went home, I didn't think about God. I didn't pray. There were no conversations about God in my household. So I didn't really come to know God until I was an adult. So fast forward, I go to college. I don't go to church. I don't have conversations about Jesus Christ or God or the Lord. I mean, I go to church on occasion when I go home on a Sunday, but majority of the time, I really wasn't running after God, as most Christians would say. I wasn't seeking Him. I wasn't thinking about Him. I really wasn't concerned about going out to church on Sunday morning, because Saturday night, I was too tired from partying the day before. So I started running after boys. I went from one relationship to the next, one relationship to the next. Then I dated this guy for a really, really long time. 5 years I dated this guy. And I could tell we were drifting apart towards the end of our relationship because I wanted to go to church. I started to become curious. Did he want to go to church? No. So I went by myself for a while. Then I realized that this wasn't working, so I ended the relationship. And I was alone for about a year. I called it the year of singledom, where I was finding myself, I was learning who I was learning the type of man I wanted to be with. And at that point, I knew that I wanted to be with a Christian man. But I still really wasn't truly running after God. I still was dating the same kind of men who weren't Christians, who didn't want to go to church. And then I realized that the void that I was feeling wasn't because I wasn't in a relationship with a Christian man. It's because I wasn't in a relationship with the one who created me, God. So I just said one day, you know, God, I want to know who you are. I want to have a relationship with you. I want to experience what all the other Christians are telling me about. I wanted that void in my life to be filled. So I ran into this girl one day who everybody kept saying, hey, do you know so-and-so? You remind me of so-and-so. Have you met her? I didn't meet this girl until about 2 years later. So I finally meet her. We lived in the same apartment complex and everything. I finally run into her at the Minute Market down the street. So she introduces herself and she says, hey, are you Nicole? Because everybody's been telling me about you. And I said, well, that's funny because everybody's been telling me about you. So we met, and that was kind of the start of it for me. We had conversations about God. She asked me, you know, do you have a church down here? And I said, no, I don't have a church. And so then we just kind of hit it off, and we went to church together a few times, and we were both curious, but we were still in those really bad relationships with men. So once we severed those ties and we were running after the Lord, truly wanting to know who He was, that's when everything just fell into place. You know, I was no longer what they call lukewarm. I wasn't hot, I wasn't cold, I wasn't lukewarm. I was trying to figure things out. So at this point in my life, I would say I was about 25 years old. That's when I truly came to know who God is. And it was just like this peace just fell over me. And I would pray about a church, and I would continue to look for a church. And then, you know, months later, you know, God, He helped me find this amazing church with amazing people that I had known, that I had come to know in the 5 years that I was living in this town away from home. And I mean, it's just been an amazing ride. You know, I met my husband, I moved back home, and you know, now I'm just really truly enjoying life. And I mean, I'm not perfect by any means. You know, I'm just a flawed person who has found the grace of God and His mercy and His love. And you know, I just want to say to people who are lost, who are confused, who are just not happy, who are wondering, what is my purpose in life? You know, feeling unfulfilled. Like, I just want to say to you, try God, try Jesus. I mean, He is amazing. What do you have to lose? Open a Bible and read some of the stories about who Jesus was, why He came to this earth. He came because He loves you and He loves me. And I have to say that my life has never been the same. Ever since I asked Jesus into my heart, my life has changed and I'm much more happier. Things that I used to get upset about that were so petty, I don't care about those things anymore. I mean, I'm focused on what I want to do with my life. And you know, just because I am a Christian, it doesn't mean that all my problems go away. You're still gonna have heartaches, you're still gonna have trials, you're still gonna have pain, but God can help you deal with those things. That's why He's here. He's here because He loves us. He's here to be there for us. But you have to want it. He is already there for you. You just have to realize that. He yearns a relationship for you, with you. He wants to have a relationship with you, but you have to extend that olive branch for God, because He's already waiting. So my question is, what's stopping you?